So today we're going to look at reflections when our line of symmetry is not drawn and it's on a graph. So I say it's on a graph because on the grid it wouldn't make much sense because we can't really indicate our point. So we have to first find our line of symmetry, but we're given it. So we don't really have to find it so much as we just have to figure out where it is and draw it on our graph. So our line of symmetry is y equals 2. That is, we want our line to incorporate values where y is equal to 2. So if we know that, well, our easiest value is where y is 2 and x is 0, and then any other point where y is 2. So we only need 2 points to make a line. Well, negative 2 and 2, that's the second point. You could have chosen any other point along this line that is going to show right there. At this point, step 2 onwards is just doing the reflections that we've been doing. So we're just going to count each point over and make a point and connect the dots at the end. So we're going to look at this point here. So we're 1 away from the line, so we're going to be 1 away from the line over here. The next, moving clockwise around our little square or quadrilateral, we're going to be 3 away for this corner. So we're going to be 3 away down here. Then we can move clockwise again around, and we're going to notice that our next point is going to be 2 away in that direction, and similarly our last point goes there. So connect our points as so, doing your best to make everything as straight as possible and lining up on our dots. So we are done that one. Looking at another one. Okay, so that is where y is equal to 2. So our next one, I chose to do one where x is equal to 1. So that's our easiest point is always where it lines on the axes. So here's at 1 and 0. But where else is it 1? Well, here, 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 right? All these values are just changing y, right? They're going to positive y, but it's still x is remaining 1. So we only need 2 points to draw any straight line. However, you can always use more, but you need at least 2. Let's try this again. So we've got this, we've got our line. Now we want to look at each point on our triangle one by one. So this point first, we're 2 away, so we're 2 away on the other side of the line. Next point is 4 away, so we're going to be 4 away on the opposite side. This point, last point, is 2 away, so we're going to be 2 away. And we can connect to join our image, a reflected image. So notice step 1 is the only thing that differed, and then step 2, continue with reflection using prior skills. So here's 3 questions for you to give a go. Once you're ready, as always, just press play, and then you'll see we'll go through them. So now we have to find our lines of symmetry. It's the first part I'm going to do because if you're stuck on that, that's probably what you want to find out first. So we're going to indicate our line of symmetry on each. So values where y is equal to 2, well, we know there, and we know any other point is going along that line is going to be 2. So just pick out 1 or 2 points, and then you can draw a line. X is minus, or y is minus 1. Well, here's y is minus 1 on this graph. Well, y is also minus 1 there. Just going to choose 2 points there. And x is equal to 2. Well, x is 2 all along here. So let's go ahead and just draw in our lines. Oops. We've drawn in 1 of our lines, 2 of our lines, and 3 of our lines. So make sure that yours look as best they can. Take that time So now let's actually look at reflecting it. That part it should be the only new part that we've done. So at this point, this should all be repetition. We're just counting how far for each point, so I'm going to do it a lot quicker. So as we're falling around, I'm going anti-clockwise this time, counting out our points. So your points should have landed there for the second one. I'm going to look at this point here. We're one away. Then moving around clockwise. This one is three-way, so we're going to be three-way here. And similarly for the last point, lines there. And for a final image, notice that with this, some of our points are actually on the line of symmetry, so they're not going to move. So if a point is on the line of symmetry, it is going to remain there. So we would actually call this invariant. So I'll give you a little definition up here. A point is invariant. So a point is invariant if its position does not move, if it does not change. You may be asked if it does not change or if it's invariant. So I apologize in not looking like I can write invariant today more than once. There we go. So let's continue with the rest of our points on the right side. So our next will go clockwise. So we're two away, so it's going to be two away. Now moving down to our bottom right corner, it's also two away, but just at a different Y. And then we have one more point, so it is one away. We're going to be one away there. So now we'll get you out your ruler, and we'll start connecting our dots for each of ours. So you can double check to make sure your shapes do look like that. Make sure the size and shape remains the same. It's just they're going to be a mirror image of one another. Looks like I had missed out a point there, but that's a great thing. When you're going through drawing these lines, you can double check to make sure. And if you've missed a point, sometimes you can just see where it goes. Other times you might want to just go back and double check. So we're done for this one right now. I'll see you in the next video.